Second half, Vidal and Toivonen with some work to do. Anthony Taylor gets us underway. It started with brilliance and it ended with a bit of fireworks in that first half. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Glad you could join us. Ignacio Garcia, Pablo Marinho on our Spanish language side. Feel free to change the SAP option if you will, but until then, feel free to stick around. Many of the friendlies on Thursday and Friday as they double dip. Sweden won't have much of a time to turn around as they have a showdown against Romania. Chile will be taking on Denmark on Tuesday. Check out beInSports.com for all of the action you can catch right here with us. Chile in red and white, moving from the right to the left here in the second half. The yellow and blue of Sweden defending the goal towards the left.
Blagut.
Ser gut. As that one whistles wide of Nordfeldt's net. Like this look from Segal as he's starting to feel his oats a bit. Gives him a bit of a different look. Vargas and ball whipped in. Sanchez, Vargas and Vidal not the tallest. Granqvist waiting for a call from his keeper and then clears it away.
Don't wait for a call. The goalkeeper's got to claim this, and I think Granqvist is absolutely right. The ball dropping into the 6-yard box like that from a height, it's got to be the keeper's.
Glanced away. Toivonen, the goal scorer, knocking it wide.
Still having words, the goalkeeper, and big Andreas Granqvist. A lot more experience, but well, the Swansea City goalkeeper just a little hesitant there.
Into the corner for Segal. 5'11".
Nicely.
For the Pachuca man. Lifted high. And intercepted before Sanchez can claim.
Well, I'm sure we'll see plenty of substitutions as this game does go down, but the fact that there isn't any at half-time shows you that Anderson and Rueda very, very happy with the way they are. And then I would think that Rueda a little bit more pleased with the manner in which the Reds have played.
Vidal with a crack for two, but he gets underneath it a bit.
Yeah. Sanchez wanted that little dagger ball slipped in towards that dead ball line, but the way he's shooting tonight, who can blame him?
Isla getting his 100th cap today. Vidal will get his on Tuesday. That is 24th goal to the Bayern Munich man in the opening half. Beauséjour should also crack the century mark if he is able to play. There are a lot of veterans for Rueda to build this team around. Talked about the Copa America, Ray. It was supposed to be in Chile this time around, but Brazil, who had the Olympics, the World Cup, and the Copa back to back, traded. So Chile got the 2015, which they won. The next will go to Brazil. Advantage played. No foul, said the referee, but Chile can't make anything of it.
It was a little bit of a slip, but the Swedish defender there barking at the referee, saying he was being pulled, but dicing with death there when you've got the ball under your feet and Alexis Sanchez is on you.
Forsberg, head on a swivel as he looks left then right. Here's Olsen trying to take it as far as he can, and now retreats. Talked about Forsberg out of Sundsvall before moving to Leipzig. Inside cleared by Rocco. Wouldn't be surprised to see the playmaker move maybe to England and follow that pipeline.
Why would he want to go to England when he's at Leipzig?
Tends to be a tradition. Nordfeldt and Olsen from Swansea, Lindelof from United.
But Forsberg is a technically gifted, wonderful footballer, Phil.
What are you trying to say, Ray?
You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying.
Ball pops up as Larson talking about the pedigree, starting at Arsenal, now ending up at Hull. Herrera Standing a couple yards off of his goal line, the 6-foot keeper.
Forsberg's going to have another go. It was identical position at the other end of this pitch, and he put it in row X.
Into the wall, gets stuck there and then cleared away. 5 minutes into the second half, more of a feeling out phase.
Nicely.
Segal. Vidal. Showing is Pablo Hernandez. They're not as tricky as Valdivia. Maybe a chance to see some of the new magicians in the second half. The Celta man scissored down, and again it's Larsson.
And it's a malicious attack here. Again, blades through the player. Take a look at this. Look at this. I mean, how can this Anthony Taylor allow that again in the start of the second half? Again, Larsson, Hull City player, played for Arsenal, Birmingham City, Sunderland, and he's allowed to hatch it like this throughout this entire half. I'm sorry, but just extending what I'm absolutely seeing, but evidently this referee is not.
Again, you figure the 2 or 3 challenges at the end of the first half here in the second. Sooner or later, you'd even get to persistent infringement. But Taylor with a long fuse. Maripan with backspin. Beauséjour nods it down. Charging in Sanchez. Has an opening. Rifles the shot, but it deflects off of a teammate and out.
I think it was going to be easy pickings for Norfeld anyhow, but wonderful touch and slips right at the exquisite moment.
Well, it is 39 degrees out. They do have the roof closed, and I guess you can only do so much with grow lights. Maybe the first sign that the footing not as good as it appears.
No, it's not the pitch at all. It's just he slipped. The pitch is perfect.
Larsson drops it back through Lustig. Lustig and Isla with cautions in the first half, the 2 right backs. And that was for verbals. Nothing to do with the actual fouls. Flying forward.
Played.
Sanchez
and
on the
again,
turn.
Wonderful.
Another slip. Up the line, Olsen.
Segal as well, open for the more direct forward pass.
Toivonen drops it back.
Better.
Sliding across Forsberg. Back to Larsson. Forsberg in
Nicely.
for Berg. Just skips away. Larsson double teamed. Spots the run wide. Overlap from Lustig. The Celtic man wins a throw in deep. It has been an entertaining friendly. Most of the action earlier, Sweden and Chile had a chance to watch and enjoy, and now put on some entertainment for the rest of us. Whacked into Beauséjour, second effort.
Ooh.
All the way across. Forsberg drops. Olsen just gets around, but then brought down by Segal.
Yep. Pushed in there, reach in there, but just a little too quick was Martin Olsen.
By the way, I mentioned the friendlies. Congratulations to John Herdman and Canada as they earn their first victory under their new boss against New Zealand earlier to start the day down in Malaga. Can Rueda get a victory in his debut for Chile? Free kick.
Press has been on the print about this new ball here. Let's see what Sebastian Larsson can do with this.
30 yards out on an angle. Herrera back, whipped up towards the corner, but it doesn't drop.
And this new ball being criticized by a lot of the goalkeepers. It doesn't seem to be much dynamic in anything that I've seen so far, but De Gea, Manuel Neuer, and a couple of other goalkeepers, I believe, have been complaining. Of course, the ball will have a microchip in it, but they are saying it's taking some strange flights, some weird movement on this ball, but I haven't seen anything in this game.
You go back to the 2010 with the Jabulani, and even the people kicking the ball had no idea where it was going to end up. It fluttered and knuckled.
I don't think it was that bad. It was made a lot of, but I don't think it was anything so radically poor. But they're not going to be able to change the ball. The official ball made by Adidas, I don't think, but we'll see what happens.
Sweet touch from Forsberg.
Good touch.
Wide for Olsen. Driven across and clattering in with Marcus Berg. Maripan doing his best.
Just locks his focus on it. Guillermo Maripan, and he ain't backing down away from it. Marcus Berg tracking in and giving the free kick, but it didn't seem to be other than a good, tenacious attempt by Big Marcus to get to the ball, but well defended by the youngster Maripan.
Last World Cup, the ball was the Brazuca, and maybe less complaints from the goalkeepers. This time around, they actually went back to the past. The old black and white, the Telstar, they call it again, reminiscent of World Cups past, the 1970, in fact. A swing and a miss, and Vidal pops back to his feet. Down the line for Forsberg. This could be dangerous. But maybe the first bad touch.
No, it was a good intention. He knew he had to play it first time on the hop with the outside of his foot. Forsberg tries to find Marcus Berg, but cut out.
Sanchez
draws
the defense, dishes for ⴰ cannons it in, and Nordfeldt slaps it away.
It's Lustig that slips in front of ⴰ, and he identifies it immediately. Just out of picture, it was Lustig who had slipped to the turf, and ⴰ lights it up. Well saved by Big Christopher.
Well, the Reds and Sweden knotted at one. Don't think it's going to end that way. A lot of times you end up seeing friendlies where you get to a certain point around the hour mark where things kind of slow down. But for Chile, there's a new man in charge, and players are going to want to try and move up the pecking order. For Sweden, there's a 23-man ticket to Russia, and not everyone is assured of being invited. So a lot to fight for in this final half hour. Back comes Vargas, who has been held in check today.
Good ball.
Wide for Isla. Inside and grabbed Nordfeldt quick off his line.
Poor delivery from the Fenerbahce man out wide. And targets inside. There's a little bit of a hit pass. Again, lovely football. Quick feet from Emil. And again,
trying to
top class. That is absolutely wonderful from Vidal.
One touch ⴰ disguised by Sanchez. Has support, but elects to send it to the middle. Vargas back.
Beautiful
Vidal.
play.
Vargas. Vidal. Cleared away, and a foul as Vidal lunged to try and get the ball back.
The ball from Vargas, just a little heavy. A celestial pass from Alexis Sanchez to find him, and he plays a quick 1-2. But Vargas touch back to him, just a little al dente. Would have been a hell of a goal. Great play by Alexis Sanchez again. Here's that lynx eye vision that had been absent in his early days at Old Trafford with Manchester United. You miss him at Arsenal, Phil?
We haven't noticed yet. 30 minutes left to go. beInSports.com. Visit the website and feel free to share your thoughts on Twitter.
That's the first substitutes getting the oil warm through their engine.
And it looks like Anthony Taylor will let them come in. Vargas will be the first player who exits. And checking in will be Nico Castillo. And meanwhile, Pablo Hernandez will exit, and it will be Diego Valdez who checks in. Mention the magic man from Monarcas, the Morelia playmaker with just his second cap.
So this
is one of the want-to-be Valdivias.
Well, we'll take a look.
Keep your eye on the number 22.
Gets the Phil Shane stamp of approval.
Looks like he's slid over to that right flank. Segal will move into the middle with Vargas out.
Second cap for young Diego Valdez, Phil.
Already played 66 games for Monarcas, and here he is on the ball. Double teamed, keeps it alive. So his first touch goes well. Also, keep an eye on Nico Castillo. Big man from Pumas with just his 11th appearance. Chance down the line. Segal out wide. More free roll here from Alexis as he tries to get past Svensson. The sounder forces him down the flank. Chip to the inside. Looking for Castillo, but cleared away.
He's a good size, Nico Castillo, but he's got some big men up against him in that box. In Frank Christian Lindelof. Or maybe Chile has had good success going downstairs.
Castillo and Segal, both a hair under 6 feet tall. Out wide, Segal. Isla launches it high into the air. Vidal has the reputation of a hard man, but he's got the touch of a maestro as well. We saw that on the goal in the first half. Sneaks that one down for Beauséjour. 63 on the clock, and a certain happy birthday to Ray Hudson.
Hey!
And it is a magisterial day. Congratulations, Ray.
Thanks, Phil.
We threw a party for you.
Thanks to the lads in the production room. Love you all.
And it is mutual.
Ooh,
no foul, says Taylor. And again, maybe just a little lackadaisical was Nordfeldt.
But the challenge coming in from Big Nico across the front of the goalkeeper. The referee seeing nothing wrong. It wasn't directly into the goalkeeper at all.
Well, things have slowed down a bit. Sweden not pushing. They don't want to get their weaknesses exploited. Now that they have possession, what can they do? Well, Larsson rolls it back to his keeper. Still awaiting some substitutes for the hosts. John Guidetti among those available. Hiljemark as well.
Be a wonderful target for Forsberg to find Big John Guidetti. That's what's been lacking in this entire game, Phil, just that killer touch in the area. That's another wonderful skill display there by the number 10 of Sweden. But just lacking that little bit of calmness and that precision. And both coaches, as the build-up from both teams has been pretty good.
Granqvist wanted to get the ball back in quickly. Good look at Martin Olsen, who will take the responsibilities.
Good touch.
Chance on the volley, but he didn't catch it clean, just on the wrong side of the laces for Toivonen.
Well, you're a harsh critic, Phil, if you don't think this isn't hit clean. I think he hits it clean as a whistle, but this ball just flashes away from him. Just on the outside of his boot. Wanted to get it full centre. Good effort, but swayed.
Herrera sending it long. A little too high for Sanchez.
Good touch again, well played.
Claesson on this near side. Vidal nipping at his heels. Back comes Beauséjour and knocks it away. It'll be a throw in deep.
A wonderful pack there, and credit to the Swedish FA for allowing all the Chile fans to be congregated. Look at that.
And again, mention the Chilean expats and first and second generation. See that a little bit here in the United States when other teams come, but it has been a fun occasion for all involved on the day. Although Larson has tested that a few times. Could have been a pull down, and it will be, says Taylor, as Svensson escorted to the ground by Valdez. '60 games plus for Svensson and Seattle, and at 31 showing no signs of slowing down. Lustig,
good ball,
whips it across. Forsberg, one touch, cleared by Rocco.
Just needed a shirt, any shirt. He doesn't know which one. He had 3 yellow shirts in front of him. He steps into it, Emil Forsberg. He just wanted a wonderful wall pass, as we used to call it in the old days, and just get the ball back for a good rasp towards Johnny Herrera's target.
Valdez tried to pull a Valdivia pass, but a good step up by Granqvist, and Sweden gets it back. Cleared into touch by Nordfeldt. Didn't want to risk it. Throw in. Midway through the second half. Out wide. Olsen sliding over on defense. Olsen, twin brother who also plays. And the brother-in-law of the NBA legend Dirk Nowitzki, who's married to Olsen's sister. Touch back top of the box. Vidal tried to caress that one in. Goal kick for Nordfeldt. Chile with 2 subs. 4 to go. Sweden yet to dip into the wild cards. Well, you do see some of the subs on that far flank heating up a little more.
Those great fans behind that goal. Be the first time watching the World Cup since 2006 where the red shirts of Chile will not be involved. It'll probably still go.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
At least these fans.
There'll be a lot of traveling fans from the United States going over to the World Cup. And who will they adopt? Bet it's not Russia.
Forsberg in a tangle. Olsen with some fancy footwork, tripped up by Isla. Free kick, Sweden. Again, as we look at this beautiful stadium, Opened back in 2012 against England in a 4-2 win. You'd never guess who scored the first goal.
No.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic,
Oh.
of course. By the way, that's still the record crowd. Might be tested here today. Just under 50,000 for an international match, and this looks packed to the rafters on the day.
Still hard to look at that flag of Sweden and the yellow shirts without seeing the magnificent nose, as I like to call him, La Nez Magnifique. There he was in PSG, and of course the illustrious history that he had. Be interesting, Phil, to see if Anderson and the great Zlatan may come to an agreement. As I said earlier on in the preview, that it all depends on how he finds himself. If he can get his all fitness back. It's not the magic. The magic will always be there in Zlatan. Breathtaking brilliance and truly magisterial skill. And a lot of it with Ibrahimovic wasn't about his athleticism in such ways. It was always often about the art of slow, if anything.
The art of slow.
Yep.
Encapsulates it perfectly. There you see the newcomer Molados with his first touch, his literal first touch, making his Chilean debut, the number 19. The Colo-Colo player on loan to Católica at just 22 years of age. Normally a midfielder, but it looks like he's being pushed to the front line alongside Castillo. And here he is again. Molados to the inside. The cross deflected. Corner kick for Chile.
Well blocked out again by the big man, Granqvist, who's having a good game. Defying Mother Nature for that time, a 32-year-old. You talk about a lock and load Swede. I'm crossing the road if I'm seeing him coming to me.
He still might get you. This one will swing away. Aranguiz from the corner, loose at the 6. Looking to pounce was Maripan, but cleared. Then down this near flank, and it's Alexis. Trickled in, touched back by Larsson just in time.
Larsson just has to extend his toenails there. Beautiful play. Lynx eye vision from Alexis Sanchez, seeing big Nico Castillo, and a half an inch away from finding him.
Another ball quickly out wide for Molados. One-on-one, Castillo knocks it down for Sanchez, battling Larsson. Sanchez still at the arc, maybe playing for a foul, and now there will be one as Molados clatters in, and Larsson, it looks like, on the receiving end.
Nico Castillo looking the part coming into this game, being a lovely target for Alexis Sanchez to find, and Alexis uses big Nico and then goes on a squirrel on a telephone wire run. And I think you're right, Phil, at the end of it, I think he may have been looking for a call from Anthony Taylor, but Taylor's seen too much of that in his great Arsenal days, of course. And Alexis not able to get through.
The former Helsingborg's man, now at the tender age of 32. The captain Granqvist off to the near side. Lustig, nice touch into the attack. Scrambles back to keep it alive, just past Toivonen and cleared by Rocco. Lindelof to the manner born on this Swedish back line. Olsen keeps it in play. Granqvist getting a bit more free rein. Svensson. Larsson. And again, 97th cap for the Hull City man. Slips on. Claesson to the inside. Dribbles free for Toivonen. Olsen up the line. Forsberg in front, but can't find him.
Challenge.
Tackled away. Isla appeals that there was a touch, but the assistant,
I think
Gary
he's right.
Beswick,
I think
says
the
no.
number 4 gets this one right. The referee gets it wrong. Definitely a last touch off the yellow shirt.
Olsen with the cross, snatched out of the air by Herrera.
Well claimed.
Out on that far flank, still the 2 goals coming within the span of a minute. Vidal and Toivonen midway through that opening half.
You cannot help but think of what the presence of Ibrahimovic would bring to this team, though, Phil, especially in moments like this. He may not be able, saying that, going to last the whole 90 minutes, but we saw it in that wonderful red shirt at Manchester United in that first season until a sad injury, but still think that he would have a great part to play for a plan B.
Into the center, Castillo. He meets it well, but right to Nordfeldt.
Side footer past. Take a look again. Side footer goes for the placement where, well, speaking of the Z-man, you know what Ibrahimovic would have done. And of course, power without control is nothing. And that was one of the great hallmarks of Ibrahimovic. It is the power and the placement.
Castillo, meanwhile, different look in the center of that attack.
He's looked good, though, Phil.
Absolutely.
He really has.
Nearly 20 goals in 30 games for Pumas, and it's not a fluke. Forsberg stripped.
Tired now.
Maybe time for a substitution. Still awaiting our first for the hosts. And they have another game coming up in just 3 days' time. All the way to Nordfeldt.
Good run by Alexis.
And now there will be another change. Forsberg seems to have taken a hit, maybe pulled something. And Hiljemark will enter the match for Sweden. So Larsson's day is done. And sliding into the midfield is the 25-year-old from Genoa. And Ken Sema, the 24-year-old from Östersund,
good player.
now checking in.
Popular.
Born in Sweden to Congolese parents. He and his brother Mike, both footballers. Scored for Östersunds, by the way, against Arsenal this past season, and now looking for his debut Swedish goal. Ball cleared away by Nordfeldt.
Touch nicely.
Back into the middle. The pass from
Good link
Hiljemark.
play, targets inside.
Sema out wide. Staying with him.
Cold feet right off the bench. Unlucky.
Meanwhile, a switch for Chile as well. As you see, Diaz is checked in at that right back spot for Isla. So a good 100th cap for the Fenerbahce man, and now we'll watch the rest.
Oh,
into the area, looking for Valdez. There's Paulo Diaz. "23 years of age with his 10th cap, the San Lorenzo man. And another substitute for the hosts with 10 minutes remaining. These two teams have met once before in their history. It was back in 2006, and that one also ended in a 1-all draw, which was where this one is destined unless Johan Larsson and company see another goal. Lustig exits, the right back replaced by Johan Larsson. Larsson, the 27-year-old from Brøndby, just his 5th cap.
Yeah, some high elbows there, ignored by the referee.
Still 2 subs left for Chile, 3 for Sweden if they wish. Beauséjour tries to clear, only as far as Toivonen. Ray, you talk about Eber. Toivonen has looked good today, but he also looks like he needs a foil to play off of. Haven't quite seen enough from Marcus Berg. Throw in from the new right back, Johan Larsson. Gets it to the goal line and forces the clearance out for the corner. Toivonen the target again. Get a chance to watch him in our Ligue 1 coverage with Toulouse Ola. Scored his 13th goal in the opening half to tie it up. Oscar Hiljemark. Cross for Granqvist. Punched away Herrera. Sanchez throws his body into the challenge. Launched by Larsson. Scrambling Diaz and puts it into touch. Vidal sprays it for Sanchez, drops it in perfectly, trying to settle Castillo, but a 2-bouncer and an easy grab for Nordfeldt.
Wonderful ball over the distance from Arturo Vidal. Ends up at the feet for Nico, who's got a lot to do with this hit. Wonderful long range, couple of passes there to find the big number 9. Pretty optimistic crack at goal from that angle and distance. Didn't have many options.
Olsen harassed. Nice charge by Bolados to win the ball back. Again wide for Larsson.
Yeah.
Tries to sneak it across, settled by Hiljemark and cleared. Ooh. Stepping up is Rocco. Sanchez with it. Bangs it off of Svensson. And then cleared by Olsen to midfield. Toivonen to Sema. Rattled and dispossessed. In for Castillo. Dummied for Vidal.
Yep.
But Larsson was ready.
Vidal wasn't. He hits the snooze button here after wonderful play from Electric Sanchez. And as you said, lovely dummy over the top by Big Nico. But the Bayern Munich man not expecting the dummy. He would have been able to step into that beautiful as well, Phil, had he believed in the what-ifs.
Well, Ray, you talked about how this team is looking for another Valdivia in many ways. And I know it's still early on for the 25-year-old Castillo. They're still looking for another Bam Bam Zamorano and Marcelo Salas.
Salas, great player.
It is a nation with quite a pedigree. Maripan. Rocco. Well, it might end in a draw 5 minutes away. I think Anderson might be content. Rueda might actually be quite happy with the way this match is developed. Sanchez with Beauséjour directing traffic. Deflected into the path. Out comes Nordfeldt just in time. Well, looks as though Mikko Albornoz might not get a chance to step onto the field against his birth country in Sweden. The Hanover defender with 8 caps still on the sideline for Chile. By the way, talked about that Chilean-Swedish population. There's another that's benefited the other direction on Sweden's women's national team, Malin Diaz. Chilean heritage, but now wearing the blue and yellow.
Oh, and about greatest heritage, Phil. My ex-teammate, the greatest footballer Chile has ever produced. The greatest, the one and only, Elias Figueroa. What a guy, what a gentleman, what a footballer.
Oh, flip
3
back.
times South American Player of the Year, consecutive for a defender. That'll give you some idea. Pelé only got it once.
And again, as you said, a gentleman. He was the type of guy that when he tackled you and sent you into the stands, you said thank you. And what a man. Had the chance to meet him before he passed away at too tender an age. His son, a journalist, by the way. Still carrying on the name. 88th minute. Castillo. Sanchez spun to the ground. Still Chile's ball, though. Announcing the attendance here today. My Swedish a little rusty.
Well,
but I guess it is a good crowd. I have not seen many empty seats.
Second half's been a little disappointing, must be said. Maybe still a last-minute winner, but it's been a good game overall. It was tremendous first half.
Lifted inside for Castillo. Grandquist clears. Charging forward is Berg. Again, maybe the fact they do have another friendly just a few minutes away, leaving some of those substitutions in pocket.
Good ball.
Claesson out wide, but the pass too fast for Berg.
They had to play it with that type of weight to beat the closing midfield lanes. Difficult choice how to play that through, but if your intended target is sharp enough and quick enough to recognize the necessities and the demands of the pass, he can get onto that. Alexis Sanchez has been a master of reading those types of passes. But not that time for Sweden. Look out.
Castillo saw Grandquist closing down, and his pressure forces the clearance out for the throw-in.
A lot to do, the big guy. Both Grandquist and Olsen hanging on him.
Just spins away from Aranguis, and Chile now retreats. As you said, a little sloppier since the substitutions. There's
a
going
bit
to be a
like
goal
about this Swedish side going into the World Cup. Defensively, they will be extremely strong. There's some invention, unquestionably, from Emil.
Castillo scoops. Sanchez in. Denied. Rebound buried. Marcos Bolaros on his debut wins it at the death.
Electric Sanchez is denied by a good goalkeeper here. Nordfeldt reads his eyes, but the substitute comes in and gets glory for Elias Figueroa's followers in the Chilean shirts. And I've got to say, I don't think it's any less than they deserve. It's a beautiful ball pass, and there's that type of run from Alexis Sanchez that is his trademark. The goalkeeper saves it, but he cannot get it out of the way. Castillo with a lovely pass. He's looking for the square ball. It's not arriving, but it does in the end. And Boyados finishes it off.
Mentioned Rueda would be happy. Now even more so as the two substitutes combine, and Chile now at the edge. It only took Sweden a minute to tie things up last time. They don't have much more than that. About 80 seconds left. Meanwhile, we talk about the goal scorer. Enzo Rocco and Guillermo Maripan on that back line have looked solid for Rueda. And the Chilean fans behind the goal of Herrera. What a day for them.
Well said, Phil. This man has been very assured, and you use the word solid. It's his build, and it's his character, and it's his ability. Have a spare of thought for the 36-year-old at the other end. I mean, excuse me, the 28-year-old Norfeld at the other end, who had really a lot to do.
Grandfists pushing forward. The center back slots it in, covered by Rocco, tangled with Toivonen. Actually, on that far side, it was Hiljemark who gets whistled for the foul, and that might do it. Just about 20 seconds left. Smile on Arturo Vidal's face. He gets a yellow on this one, taking their time to get it back into play. Johnny Herrera and Reinaldo Rueda, Reinaldo Rueda Rivera, will start with a W. His debut for Chile, a 90th minute goal. Chile 2, Sweden 1, and a deserved result.
I think so. On the balance of the game, great adventure and inventiveness. And chi-chi-chi, le-le-le starts to ring around. Some good performances throughout the Chilean side. Sweden were always difficult to break down. Emil Forsberg did not have somebody like the great Z-Man to inspire him. Big Marcus Berg and Toivonen. There's certainly a big physical presence, but the lack of real genius invention they're seeing. Ibrahimovic just a little lacking here today. Good game, great first half, fair result in the end. Chi-chi-chi-le-le-le outdoes Sweden.
Well, it took a while. The two teams going at it in a frenetic pace. They celebrated the 100th cap for Mauricio Isla, and midway through the first half, they decided to light the candles.
Vidal would start this one off, a lovely ball out wide, and beautifully played in for Isla, from Isla. And late arriving target for Vidal is just taken care of in the end. A little push on him behind might have put him off. But that was an indication how this team in red would play. Wonderful in their approach to this game, and good stuff from Arangis to set up the blister from distance from Vargas, and well saved by Norfeld, and Alexis says near post. It goes out, comes to the wonderful foot of this brilliant Bayern Munich man, and that is absolutely, well, Ibrahimovic class. Absolutely brilliant. Here's a lovely goal, knitted together by the best player on the park for Sweden, Emil Forsberg. It's put away by big Toivonen, but the intricacy of the passes, it's all one touch. Look at this. Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding. And goal. Beautiful. Wonderful Swedish football there. And no chance for the keeper. There's another look at this. Cut inside and a blister hit from distance. No way through for Angelo Segal. A worthy attempt. And then Alexis Sanchez would always be involved in anything that's going on in the positive approach. ᴄᴜʟʟ. Alexis actually wanted this one back, but ᴄᴜʟʟ sees the way to the goalpost and cannot deny it. Again, Alexis Sanchez sets the table. Great save from Norfelt, but he slaps it down onto the welcome mat, and it's just pushed in from Marco Bolados. Nothing more the goalkeeper can do, and the yellow shirts standing, expecting the final whistle to go, but they don't cover for the goalkeeper. And yeah, again, look at this run from Alexis Sanchez. Wonderful. He's onside, still level.
Passive offside for Bolados as well. Credit not to draw the flag here and then be in perfect position here.
Good save as well, isn't it?
Well, I had this feeling that Anderson might feel content. Not anymore. Outshot 16-7, outpossessed 58-42, outscored 2-1. Sweden 1, Chile 2. Hope you enjoyed it.